Welcome back, Matt. We got the supercharged missile.
Yep, don't waste all your ion.
Rat-a-tat-tat. Welcome back to
Samus
Strikes
on
Back.
the back. Strikes back, yeah. Samus Strikes Back. Honestly, they could have called it Samus Strike. No, because that would imply that he was strike. Oh, hang on. Strike.
Well, I don't know. She seems to be striking all these Metroids pretty hard.
That is fair.
Actually, what's funny is we're actually not too far from the halfway point.
Yeah, actually, as soon as we clear this area, we will be down. We will be down to the last dome. We'll be down to the last.
Take a day together.
So, yeah,
Watch out, you two. Your inner axles are showing.
I'm sorry.
We're going into the next area.
I do like the voice acting in Stride, but I will always make fun of Axel's actor. No offense, but kind of yeah.
It's not. What was it? Were they want? Also, those guys, you cannot damage them. I think maybe you can with the super blaster, but your best bet is just to counter them and run. Anyway, okay. So with Axel, were they Were they trying to be legit? Were they trying to do seriously, or how to put it? Like, did they make it to be a joke on purpose, or did they actually think you were gonna care about him?
I think is the latter.
Secret.
Yeah, I think it is the latter, by the way.
Okay, then that's not good. That is what we call a foul.
Yeah, but I will say, like, the rest of the actors, I know a lot of people have like hiccups on Soul Bad Guy's actor, but I actually really like his voice.
I don't mind him.
I have not really been into the Guilty Gear scene in a very long time. Not since like the mid 2000s.
I mainly got into it for the music.
I mean, listen to the music in the new game. It is fucking amazing.
Oh, I bet. They've always been. Go ahead.
And I have basically no experience with it, aside from just recently my friend John was introducing me to some of the characters in it, partially because he wants me to help him with some Guilty Gear dubs.
Can I help with that? I really want to help with that.
Well, you could always ask him later.
I don't know which John it is, so can you ask him for me? Okay.
And what you just saw there is, these guys have the attack looks identical, but the timing. But the attack looks identical in terms of prepping it up, but the timing on when you have to counter is like random. It'll either be a long wait or a short wait.
Is that supposed to be an egg?
Yes, but I blew it up. It's like Aeon, like I'll call them Aeon pustules or something.
I guess it was very excellent.
Cool. Now, good job, good one. I'm doing that now.
That's a very nice egg salad.
I've decided that's my new thing. I'm no longer gonna go. I'm gonna say good one.
No.
And see how much more condescending that sounds.
No. I like the eggs.
Well, I mean, honestly, Logan, if you want to get him even harder, you could just not respond at all.
Fuck you.
But then that makes him feel unacknowledged, and I want him to feel acknowledged on how I hate his puns.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, you do know acknowledging it's not going to stop it. If you want to truly stop, just pretend they don't exist.
Hey, Steve, you have complained about, feeling not acknowledged. I don't want to feel that way.
How
I'm not saying
would
you in general, just your puns.
Get away. I guess the puns can be unacknowledged. Regardless, welcome Matt back to area. We're now in area 3 area. Big area.
We're in the area of the area.
The construction place. God, my head is just not in the right place right now. I'm fine. So we're in the construction area.
Are you
and
fine?
we're finding our largest batch of Metroids yet. I found 5 of them.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
What's up?
The moment Matt said that, the first thing that popped in my head was that one episode of Jellyston that involved Caveman Jr. and like they were like, and then Captain Caveman just for a brief sentence like, help.
We still need to make about that.
Yes, we do. We really do. It's a really
great.
good show.
He's invented lore.
Oh, he came up with the lore.
He came up with
You'll
lore.
burn down my family village.
Any last words, Comrade Coconut? Please go easy on me. I can barely move in this suit.
I mean, what are we going to do? Burn down the store? Do it.
What was the wolf's name?
Loop-de-de-loop.
Yeah, Loop-de-de-loop. Oh, got it.
Oh.
Jeez.
Hello, would you like an organic lolly? Stupid! Oh, what are you like, Mom? No, wait! Me want lolly!
So yeah, no, absolutely recommend watching the show. It is available on HBO Max. I think
Sorry,
it's
just-
streaming on Cartoon Network, maybe.
Oh yeah,
one more
they
than we
confirm it's coming to Cartoon Network.
Nice.
Good.
Anyway, one more that we could drop. It's like, Yogi, you were supposed to scam him. What you just did was regular commerce. But at these prices, they are a scam.
He knows exactly. He knows what he needs to be done.
Actually, I will say real quick, just to further on that tangent. It's kind of funny that my favorite episode of the whole show is actually the very last episode of the current season that involved Top Cat and his crew selling those expired fish sticks.
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
a fun one.
And
Honestly,
it literally just turned into the pilot episode of SpongeBob all over again.
yeah, where they become
Yeah.
nematodes. Like, honestly,
Not,
from what I've
not,
seen,
not nematodes,
Not nematodes,
anchovies.
oh,
the
anchovies, my
the
bad.
meat.
But I will say, so far from what I've seen, I feel like the Top Cat-centric ones are probably some of my favorites, just because I really like the way Top Cat and his friends just work off each other.
I do apologize.
Well, I mean, they were.
Hold on, one more quote, please. Let me do this one, the full one.
I will.
Whatever
I'll just say one. I'll just say one last thing. I do think that's also because Top Cat is probably one of the more stronger characters in the Hanna-Barbera universe.
The Hanna-Barbera
Yeah.
Cinematic Universe.
But yeah, sorry. Just one more line. Where happened to your sister? She's still in hiding after stealing that cruise ship.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll be here all day if we keep doing that. So yes,
It has so many good quotes.
Correct, but
does.
that's why we're not. Got him. It was the long one. I knew it.
You know, wouldn't it be nice if there was actually a good Hanna-Barbera related game we could play to actually make the most out of those tangents?
Is there not
There-
even
There has
one?
to be.
That's not Scooby-Doo related, I should also
Was
say.
there a racing? Did they ever have a racing game? Did they ever? I'm looking it up.
Because there
not
has to be at
recall.
least. Well, I do know Wacky Races had a few games.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah, it
that's
did.
right.
And I don't
There
recall. I remember. I don't. There was one on the Dreamcast, and I heard it wasn't all that great.
Also, I
There's
will
Yogi's
say.
Great Escape.
Also, I do apologize while we're on the Hanna-Barbera tangent. How about that fucking Ultra Instinct Scooby-Doo?
Oh yeah, the Shaggy one. That
Shaggy.
basically.
Shaggy, sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, since there was a Looney Tunes, or since there was something that.
Mortal
or no,
Kombat.
This was Mortal Kombat one.
Yeah, the
Well,
new
no,
anime
okay, no,
Mortal
well,
Kombat
well, I'll
movie.
say the first. Well, I would say the. Okay, backing up. What was the movie that started off with show? Was it Space Jam that had Daffy Duck getting pulled by?
No,
No.
that
Scorpion?
was
No,
that,
that
was so. What the movie that the Ultra Instinct Shaggy came from is a sequel to an animated Mortal Kombat movie that came out. I want to say a year and a half ago.
And in that original one, that was the one that had
Yeah,
the
Daffy,
Scorpion pulling
Daffy
Daffy.
being dragged to hell by Scorpion.
And now it's
Which is
Ultra Instinct
actually-
Shaggy
which is
pulling
actually
Scorpion
reused-
into hell.
Which, by the way, the whole Scorpion dragging Daffy, that's reused animation of Porky doing that.
Yeah, because the original
Wow.
one was Porky pulling it in, and then there was Scorpion pulling Daffy, now Shaggy pulling Scorpion. Now we just need one of Porky pulling in Shaggy to complete the trifecta.
You mean
Hooray,
the
and then
circle?
and then imagine if there's actually a freaking multiverse at work, and there's like a C plot that's happening in those.
I mean,
multiple
that's kind of what
sequences.
that's what they tried to do with Scoob.
Hang on,
For
hang on,
better or
guys,
worse.
gotta rip this core out.
I think that worked.
Hello, you can call
Yeah.
me the Emmy.
Hello.
You can call
I
me The Rock.
am Samus. So for now, he is kind of uninterested in us. He was basically the, if you recall from one of our Chozo memories, he was the Chozo's like pristine like leader of the fleet Constructo bot.
I don't really feel like it.
Well,
I mean,
Well-
what a warm reception.
regardless, he's gonna be off doing his own thing, and I'm sure we're never gonna have to worry about him again. So let's continue.
Never,
Oh,
ever.
totally not.
And moving on. So I looked in here. There's a game called Hanna-Barbera's Turbo Tunes on the SNES.
I can't say I've heard of that one.
But this one, it seems to have a good number of the. Honestly, it seems to have the Jellystone cast in it.
Yeah.
You got Huckleberry Hound. You got Top Cat. You got what was the name of the green dog with the bandit mask?
The Green
Dog with a bandit mask.
I think I know who you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember his name.
I do apologize,
It was
but
like-
the only
Oh
dog.
no! It wasn't a green dog. It was a yellow dog. He wore like a red bathrobe.
Oh, Hong Kong Fooey.
Hong Kong
Number one
Fooey. He's
super
in there.
guy.
Yeah, I see him. I see El Kabong. I see. Yeah, so it's called Hanna-Barbera's Turbo Tunes.
Which I am the guitar. That's not right.
Uh, yeah, I guess that is one thing I will say regarding the show from what I've seen. It's a great show. there's like one or two things I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, for example, well, sad to say, I actually am not the biggest fan of how they treated El Kabong. Not because of how they treat him, but more so what they didn't do. Like, they just up. Well, El Kabong's still there, but they up and completely dropped his regular persona.
Yeah, Quick Draw McGraw.
Yeah, Quick Draw's not there.
Well, I mean, like, they're essentially the same characters, so...
Yeah, it's just that they play El Kabong as, like, a teacher / nighttime superhero, and I'm like, wouldn't that make sense if, like, during the daytime as a teacher, he is his Quick Draw persona?
Right. Well, just regardless, like, I feel like the whole point is that he's not supposed to be a teacher. He's supposed to be a bumbling dude who just hits people with a banjo and wins.
Pretty much.
Also, here it is. Also, this here's another sour instance of a Romer.
They reinvent a lot of characters in that, like Huckleberry Hound as the mayor, which I still think...
Actually, it's funny you bring that up, though, because that's actually one of my favorite things about the show, that they up and made Huckleberry Hound. Like, they made him the mayor, yet he's still his usual, like, carefree self.
I hear
he's basically just... I
hear a lot of things, but I also hear ghosts. Huh? Anyway.
But yeah, basically they just kind of kept furthering the parallels between him and Andy Griffin in that regard.
I guess. So yeah, regardless... I need to watch the show. I've only seen.
Well, I promise you. After, like, honestly, if it has to be this month, we will marathon that fucking show.
I want to join.
I'm up for it. I mean, we're getting close to finishing a lot of our projects. So
Oh, okay. You know what? Just since we're just talking about Hanna-Barbera stuff that we could do as tangents, I can go ahead and say this because it technically is considered a Hanna-Barbera property. We could probably do like a Parsec session of Fists of Furry.
I mean, we could, and a War of the Whiskers.
Which, fun fact, I learned through a Donkey video that one of the Tekken characters canonically is like a huge fan of Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Oh, which one?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Nina Williams.
Nina Williams from Tekken, like loves in the sense of like, oh my god, like I would own all the merch if I could.
Well,
Loves
she's a little
Tom
kid,
from
so
Tom
it's
and
not
Jerry.
surprising.
Nina Williams?
She's not. No, she's not.
Oh, no, actually, wait. No, wait, I'm getting her confused.
He's thinking of the Williams from Resident Evil, I think.
No, I'm getting her confused with I forget her name, but it's like the blonde girl with the dress. She's Ahsoka's rival.
You mean the one with the white dress?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Sorry.
I forgot her name too.
That's totally not a rich girl stereotype.
Right,
Yes.
but I was getting her and Nina confused for some reason.
Wait,
Either way,
the
it's not. Either way, back. Go ahead.
the totally not ripoff of Karen Kazuki from Street Fighter?
Yeah, no, she's a total ripoff.
Either way, I'm just thinking to myself like, okay, I'm not even worried about the age. I'm amazed that Tekken is allowed to reference the property of Tom and Jerry, like without any consequence. Like they can just do that.
Well, I feel like just dropping the name isn't gonna get them in any hot water because that's something like anyone can do.
Well, I guess it also depends.
Well, I guess like, dropping the name is one thing, but selling a piece of like selling a product that mentions the name is a whole nother game.
To be fair, Wreck-It Ralph got away with name dropping Mario.
Right, but I imagine since they had Bowser involved, and I think they did have Kenny James. I think they had Kenny James.
I don't think they did.
I never did ask him.
Like I know
they had Mike Pollock say stuff, but I don't believe.
Actually, that's not true. Mike Pollock said he was
really?
never asked to record for anything for that movie.
That's so stupid. Like he can talk. He does talk, and
he only talks when in a crowd.
I know, but like it would have been still neat to be able to like hear him, and be like, oh, I can hear him, and I realized the statement I said was, I wish I could have heard him so I could say, oh, I can hear him, but no, it would have been neat to be able to like recognize and pick out his voice from the crowd.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this whole part has been a really odd tangent.
This is one of my least favorite areas in the game. I should say because it's a long, sprawling, and 10 Metroids. I think this actually may be the biggest batch you ever have to find in the game.
I think so.
Yeah,
right.
So it's not like, aside from introducing that one enemy that's gonna come back later, I don't think anything really important's happening here, so I don't mind.
It's just more grappling, but as you can see, we just have 2 left. Die. We just have 2 left, and then we'll be fully done. No. We'll be fully done with this area, and yeah, unfortunately, if you were thinking this was gonna get, if you thinking this was gonna be over real quick, unfortunately, by the way, I only came up here so I could grab this missile tank. Now I'm gonna go back because I don't really need to use this shortcut. I just wanted to get that anyway. Because moving forward, each area is going to be like, oh, this one only has 7, this one only has 4 Metroids. Like, some of the areas may be larger, but they won't actually have as many Metroids because they'll, spoilers, they'll keep evolving and getting stronger.
I forget if Samus Returns does the same thing that the original Metroid 2 did, where there's at least one, like, little, for lack of a better word, filler bit, where you only have to go through this one linear corridor just to find one single Metroid.
I think they do something like that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. It's just that I forget if the remake does that or not, or completely negates it.
Oh,
you know what? They have something like that, but it's like towards the end. It's something where you go through a mostly linear area to get to one of them, but that's when they pull that double whammy where you think you've opened the lock, but you really only opened lock 1 of 2 in the area, and you have to like go back up the other way now that you've flooded the chamber.
You thought you opened the lock, but you opened the lock to the other lock that opens the lock that locks it.
And then and then suddenly comes out bunny bags.
Hello, my boy.
But is the key a knife? Anybody who gets that joke, I'll commend you.
It's Uncharted too, isn't it?
No, it's a...
Because that key was a knife.
No, it's a reference to the very stupid Ace Attorney investigations. Where,
that's right.
They
That's right. They were talking back and forth, and they had no idea what the heck was going on.
They had like a full 10-minute conversation about proving that a key is a knife when it could have just been simply, the key is the knife. The key is the knife? Yes, let me show you. Oh, so it is.
But instead, they have to question all your logic and make you question yourself and make them think that, oh my gosh, I need to
my favorite part
reinforce how stubborn I am, so that when you prove me wrong, it's a real achievement. It feels like one.
Here's the funniest part: the person you're arguing with in that scene was Francisca, and you were trying, and she was trying to help you. It's like,
I mean, we've already established is that Francisca's IQ range is somehow in the negative in that area. Oh, an alpha.
By the way, you know what? Going back to an earlier topic, remember when Harvey Birdman was a thing?
I miss Harvey Birdman. Does
from the far-off future of 2003.
I don't think Harvey Birdman's reference. I don't think so. No.
Oh, there he goes. And with that, we've done it. Whew. The 10th Metroid. Where are we going?
I think we more or less obliterated all the alphas.
Wasn't it Harvey Birdman that had that joke though? The whole like
yes, it was with the Jetson, and it also led to, I think, the death of the dog, because basically the whole joke was that
Doggy Daddy.
Future they were in the future
Astro.
In the future they were so used to moving sidewalks that when they actually had to use their leg muscles, thank you, when they actually had to use their muscles. They couldn't. It took them 12 hours to move all of 7 feet in front of them.
Yeah.
And then coyotes showed up. Anywho, off we go. Oh no, not that way. And actually, speaking of the Emmy, man, we were talking about all the chirping robots around here.
I know
like the effects they're using for the Emmy.
No, they not only sound like it. That giant robot that we saw earlier. Don't tell me that is not an early model of an Emmy.
But the Emmy were. Wait, hold on a second. I thought the Emmy were primarily I thought they were primarily a Galactic Federation property.
Here's the thing.
Correct.
Galactic Federation. However, I like to note that we have seen the Galactic Federation be complete assholes. And
that doesn't justify how they would suddenly learn alien tech. Like, the powers of them being an asshole does not immediately equate to like
they probably had an in with the evil Chozo.
Perhaps. Much more on that guy later. For now,
which
we have
is
a little
probably
puzzle with
why
these explodey bugs.
Which is probably, or maybe what they did is like they took Chozo technology, repurposed it for their own, which is why those Emmys disappeared in the story.
I'll also say that no, it could not be an earlier form of an Emmy, because an Emmy is not defined as a construction or like foundation purposing robot. It is
design-wise.
Maybe it's not. It's not quite the same size. Again, for anyone running, an Emmy stands for an extraplanetary multiform mobile identifier. So it's not actually like building anything. It literally is just meant to be a security force.
So what we're saying here is that it could be one of two possibilities. It could either be a bootleg made by the Galactic Federation, or the concept artists weren't terribly original that day.
It could be
I'm-
any of the two, however much imagination you wish to have
My
today.
bet is
Yep.
is them making bootleg versions. That is my idea.
That's fine.
Okay, sorry.
That is fine. Ow.
Ow, ow.
Excuse me.
I mean, geez, you make it sound like we should go record over this.
Well, I happen to know a
Honestly-
good defense attorney if you need.
Talking about it. So, while I continue forward to this little area, as I climb up here and use my magnet ball. Yeah,
I think you'll be Spider Ball.
I'm so. Someone get that guy a cough drop. But yes, fair enough.
Ow.
I don't know. I just like to imagine that, as James did, that Hype was just the second guy sitting right next to him, and that was his only contribution. Was
Well, no, I was basically
I was like,
like,
oh, okay.
I was mimicking the nerd laugh that a pompous nerd
No,
would do after he does the pompous nerd speech.
fine.
Now that guy needs a cough drop.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm being very annoying, but I was right. You're wrong.
All right, let's learn about the lore.
And now
So
for
here's the-
story time.
So here's the problem. They went to SR-388 and they found something worse than Metroids.
Well,
Meet
X
the X-Parasites.
Yeah.
These things, they can duplicate and modify, and I think they just like corrupt the energy of things around them to make them far more hostile. And
That is definitely something we can go a little more into once we do Metroid Fusion for the channel.
right. But as far,
Which
but
I can't
basically, but as far as how this,
I knew it! There's one fucking Metroid DNA we need to look out for, and it's probably that one I was referring to earlier.
well, let's go over there and hang on.
Ow! Flies.
Freaking bot flies. Anyway, but yes. So I mean, okay, what this game basically is introducing, because it's based a lot on the lore. This game is trying to retroactively fit everything into the lore that Fusion introduced. Is that
Fusion and the Metroid manga.
is that the Metroids were actually created out of necessity to stop the X-Parasites are like the true evil here, I guess.
Yeah, basically think if the Xenomorphs were invented to combat the Thing.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense, yeah. So, now that we're learning more about how hostile this place used to be, join us in the next part as, spoilers, it's not that easy.
You mean the game gets harder?
You don't get to just find one and just get out of here. No, they're gonna drag this out. See you guys.
Objection?
What is a thing?